Good morning to everyone. In this session, we will discuss about constraint satisfaction problem. Okay. So, constraint satisfaction problem. This can also be called as Crypt Arithmetic problem. Okay. So, here now I am going to discuss what is constraint satisfaction problem. So, we already know that what is a constraint. Constraint is nothing but conditions. So, what do you mean by constraint? Constraint is nothing but condition. So, there will be given some set of conditions, some set of constraints will be given. So, we have to identify the solution by satisfying those constraints or conditions. Okay. So, let us suppose, so here we will see the first one, send plus more equal to money. SEND, send, MORE, more. Okay, if we combine those two, we should get, if we add these two, we should get money. So, here what we have to do is, we can assign a value from 0 to 9 to any alphabet. So, we have different alphabets S, E, N, D, R, O, like that we have different letters. Okay. So, we can assign any value from 0 to 9. Suppose, if we assign, suppose for D, if we assign 1, wherever we get D throughout this expression, wherever we get D, its value should be 1. And 1 should not be allotted to some other letter because 1 is already assigned to D. So, we should not repeat the same number to any other alphabet. Okay. So, let us suppose if we assign, so if we assign 1 to D and for E no, so let us suppose 1 we have assigned, let us suppose for E we have assigned 2, suppose, so we have assigned 2. So 1 plus 2 is 3. So 1 is odd, 2 is odd, 3 is odd. Wherever we get Y, it should its value should be 3. Wherever we get E, its value should be 2. Now, so its value should be 2, E value. So if we sum N and R value, we should get 2. So, in such situations, let us suppose if we assume this as 7, this as 5, because 7 plus 5 is 12. So, 1 is here, okay, 2 we got here. So, E value is already 2, okay. N value should be 7, N value should be 7. Why? Because we have already assigned 7 here. So, if we combine, okay, so 1 plus 2 is 3, and if this value is 4, then we will get 7. So 4 plus 2, 6 plus 1, 7. Okay, fine. Up to here, it has satisfied all the constraints. Now the value of O should be 4. Okay. So we should assign a value. We should assume a value for S and M where the sum should be 4. So in such situation, what we will do? We will go for 9 plus. Suppose if we assume 9. So this value should be 5. 5 is already assigned to here. Suppose if we assume 8 and 6. 8 and 6 is 14. If we assume 8. If we assume 6. 8 plus 6 is 14. 1, 4. Up to here everything is fine. But the value of M is 1 we are getting. But here we have assumed it as 6. So it all went wrong. So our assumption is wrong. So again we have to start from the first. Okay, we should assume assigning the values. Okay, so this is what Crypt Arithmetic or constraint satisfaction is all about. Constraint satisfaction is nothing but we will be given some set of constraints or conditions. We should identify the solution such that that solution has to satisfy all the constraints. These problem can also be called as Crypt Arithmetic problems. These problems can also be called as Crypt Arithmetic problems. So here our assumption is wrong. Now let us suppose we will go for the second one. Okay. Let us suppose. Okay. Let us suppose we have assumed this as 6. Let us suppose I have assumed the Y value as 6. So this time we will go for another. So now the value of N is, let us suppose 0. This is also 0. Because N value is, if we assume this as 0, this will also 0. So the total we will get 6. So 6 plus 0 is 6. Okay, fine. Okay. So let us assume the value of this one is 8. T is 8, let us suppose. E is, let us suppose we have assumed it as 5. This as 5. So 5 plus 5, 10 plus 8, 18. So 1 is carry, 8 is here. So T value is 8. Already T value is 8. Okay, fine, good. Everything is fine. So now, let us suppose, so T value is already 8 here. This is also 8 here. Okay. So let us assume the value of R as 7. Let us suppose 7. So 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. 16 plus 8 is 24. 2 is carry. 4 is here. Because 4 is not allotted to any other alphabet. So fine. Up to here everything is fine. So let us suppose we will assign 9 to O. So 9 plus 2 is 11. So 1 is carry. 1 is here. Okay. So let us suppose, so which one is pending? So 2 and 3 are pending. Suppose if you use 2, 2 plus 1 is 3. See, here there is no repetition. So we have allotted 1 for, I. Okay. Next we have assigned 2 for F. 2 for F. We have assigned 3 for yes. Yes. We have assigned 4 for X. 4 for X. And we have assigned 5. 5 for E. And 6 for Y. 6 for Y. 7 for R. 7 for R. 8 for T. 8 for T. 9 for O. We have assigned 9 for O. And we have assigned 0 for M. We have assigned 0 for M. See here, there is no repetition. So in such a way, we have to satisfy the given constraints. Okay. So with this, we will wind up the constraint satisfaction problem. Okay. Thank you.